How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Just recently, Kevin Durant and Kendrick Perkins went at it on Twitter, talking smack to one another after Perk stated Russell Westbrook's the greatest player in OKC Thunder history. With social media in full effect, Kevin Durant's been having time clapping back at other people. With that said, let's take a look at who's really the greatest Thunder all time between Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Not including Seattle, where Durant played his rookie season, KD spent 8 total seasons with the Thunder, posting staggering averages of 28.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, almost 4 assists, over a steal and a block, on 49% shooting, 39% from 3, over 88% from the free throw line, in 561 total regular season games. Russ, meanwhile, posted averages of 23.7 rebounds, 8.3 assists, 1.7 steals on 43% shooting, 30% from 3, 80 from the line, in 853 games. Played 3 extra seasons than Durant with the franchise after 2016. Durant had 7 All-Star appearances from 2010 to 2016. Westbrook 8 total from 2011 to 2019, a regular season MVP. Durant 6 All-NBA teams including 5 first teams. Westbrook 8, 2 first teams, 5 second teams, and 1 third team. Durant finished top 5 in MVP voting 6 different times, finished second place in 2010, 12, and 13 to only LeBron, while Westbrook finished top 5 4 times, was 4th in 2015 and 16. Looking at all their accomplishments, Durant was no question the better player. When both were teammates, KD was the #1 option. Even though Russ had better games at times, he did play longer and is much more well respected by the fan base. Now on to their postseason achievements. Durant appeared in 6 playoff runs with the franchise, was the best player on his team every one of those years, averaged 28.8 points, 8 rebounds, 3.7 assists, over a steal and a block, on over 45% shooting in 91 games. Westbrook, meanwhile, had 9 playoff seasons with the franchise, averaged 25.4 points, 7 boards, 8 assists, 2 steals, on 41% shooting in 98 total games. Based on those standards, Durant had the more impressive postseason resume. After KD left the team, yes, Russ did have 3 straight first round exits, but also proved what he was capable of, averaging a triple-double his final 3 seasons with the franchise, leading the team in points, rebounds, minutes, assists, and steals. Only Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double once, and that was way back in 1962. Nobody thought it would ever be possible again, where from 2017 to 19, Durant had the better resume and was the better player over Russ, coasted through the regular season, and when it mattered most on the biggest stage, dominated in back-to-back finals, winning finals MVP twice, putting up insane numbers. But even with his titles joining a top contender, many OKC fans and critics didn't respect him with Golden State. Being massive favorites those years, it would have hurt his legacy way more if he was healthy, not winning the title in 2017 and 18. The greatest Seattle Supersonic player all time is Gary Payton, so I'm not gonna include him for the greatest Thunder player. Going way back in 08-09, when Seattle tragically lost their team, had to relocate to Oklahoma City, 20-year-old KD came up winning Rookie of the Year. Westbrook was the 4th overall pick in the 2008 draft. The team struggled mightily, going 1-12 before firing head coach PJ Carlesimo. Scott Brooks was the replacement, finished 23-59 overall, with KD leading the way, averaged 25.3 points, but wasn't even an all-star in the Tough West since he wasn't a total game changer yet. Westbrook was already the full-time starting point guard, averaged around 15-5-5 on 40% shooting, made all-rookie first team. Durant was the clear-cut #1 option. #2 at the time was between Jeff Green and Westbrook. The season after, OKC selected James Harden 3rd overall out of Arizona State. Little did everyone know, those 3 consecutive top 5 picks would all end up winning MVP at some point in their careers, all being top 5 players in the game. Also at one point, KD became a legit superstar, a top 5 player in the game easily, took a huge leap, and was already in the discussion amongst the best players alongside Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade. The 21-year-old was already making NBA history, becoming the youngest scoring champ, averaged 30.1 points, 7.6 rebounds to go along with 3 assists, 1.5 steals, a block shot, on almost 48% shooting from the field, 90 from the line. Westbrook was the 2nd option, averaged 16-5-8. Harden averaged 10 a game as a rookie, the 4th option behind Jeff Green. KD led the team to 50 wins, only good enough to be the 8th seed in the loaded West. Forced to play Kobe Bryant's Lakers in the 1st round, Russ started making a name for himself that series. Durant averaged 25, but shot 35% from the field, being hounded by Ron Artest, while Westbrook averaged 20.5 points, 6 and 6 on over 47% shooting, absolutely destroyed and demolished Derek Fisher, took the eventual back-to-back champs to 6 games. The following season, both were named All-Stars, KD won his second straight scoring title, averaged 27.7 points, almost 7 rebounds. Russ 22, 5 and 8, 2 steals, securing himself as a top 5 point guard. But KD was insanely impressive in the postseason. OKC won 55 games, better than expected, contending faster than most realized, destroyed Denver in 5 games. Durant put up over 32 on 47, 43, 84 shooting splits. Russ averaged 24, 6 and 6. KD led OKC in scoring all 5 of those games as the 4th seed after a grueling 7-game series with Memphis, with Game 4 going to triple overtime. Durant and Russ scored a combined 75 points to avoid going down 3-1. Both were pretty even in the series. Russ was mostly the better player the first 6 games until Durant dropped 39, dominating Game 7. Although both were no match for Nowitzki, who outscored Durant 32-28 in the conference finals. Westbrook averaged 23.5 points. The young inexperienced Thunder blew a 15-point fourth quarter lead in Game 4, lost in Game 5, but had a bright future ahead. Moving to 2012, Harden won 6th Man of the Year. The team finished 47-19, equivalent to 58 wins in an 82-game season. Durant won his 3rd straight scoring title, averaged 28 and 8 on 50% shooting. Westbrook 23.6 points, was essentially the second option in comparisons to Dwayne Wade to LeBron James for the Miami Heat. The trio made easy work of the Mavs, sweeping them after Durant's clutch jumper in Game 1. Durant once again torched the Lakers, nailing the clutch jumper in Game 2, came back from a 7-point deficit with 2 minutes left, stole the ball from Pau Gasol. Moments later, drained the 3 over Meta World Peace, came back from down 9 in the 4th. Westbrook had 37 that game, took all the momentum in Game 5 after getting the steal and the crazy and 1 on Ramon Sessions, beating LA in 5 against San Antonio. It was mostly Durant who demolished rookie Kawhi Leonard. San Antonio won 20 straight games counting the regular season. Going into Game 3, KD had one of his most underrated playoff series, dropped 36 on 13 of 20 shooting in Game 4. Game 5 was the James Harden game. Durant closed out the series, dropping 34 in Game 6, breaking the hearts of San Antonio, averaged 29.5 points on 53% shooting. Russ only shot 38% that series, was the 3rd best Thunder behind James Harden. In the finals, it was Durant who took charge, scored 36 in Game 1 for an 11-point win. OKC lost Game 2 while Durant had 32. Russ went 10 of 26 from the field, took 4 more shots than Durant, was playing erratic and out of control. In Game 4, Russ went bananas, dropped 43 on 20 of 32 shooting, but took 13 more shots than Durant, stupidly fouled Mario Chalmers down 3 to send him to the line with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Russ shot 4 of 20 in Game 5. But James Harden was the biggest absolute travesty in that series. Shot under 38%, averaged just 12 points. Westbrook shot the ball 16 more times than Durant, who averaged 30.6 points on 55% shooting. Westbrook 27 a game on 43%. The franchise made a fatal mistake trading away James Harden afterwards. Perhaps if he played better in the finals, it wouldn't have happened. Durant averaged 28-8 over 4.5 dimes, joining the 50-40-90 club in 2013. Russ 23, 5 rebounds, 7.5 dimes. After Pat Beverly bumped into Russ in Game 2 of the first round, Russ ended up tearing his meniscus, being out for the rest of the playoffs. OKC's hope dwindled. Durant finished off Houston, averaged 32.5 points, but lost to a more rounded physical Memphis team where he had no help. Nobody averaged more than 15 a game for OKC. Durant's 29 points wasn't enough. Starting center Kendrick Perkins averaged 2.4 points, 4.2 rebounds, going 4 of 24 that series. Memphis had 3 guys putting up 18 or more. In 2014, Russ was still recovering from injury, played just 46 games. Durant averaged 32, 7.5 boards, 5.5 assists on 50% shooting, one of the most underrated MVP seasons all time. With Russ out, Serge Ibaka was the second option. That's how great Durant was, leading his team to 59 wins, survived the first round scare over Memphis in another tough 7-game series. Durant put up almost 30 and 10, Russ nearly 26, 10 and 8, being the best duo at the time. Durant averaged over 33, Russ 28, 6 and 9 to knock off the Clippers in 6 in the semis. Westbrook led the way with the crazy Game 5 comeback. Durant closed out Game 6 with 39, but they couldn't knock off San Antonio this time with no James Harden. Reggie Jackson was the 3rd option. Russ averaged 1 more point than Durant that series. The two played too much ISO ball down the stretch, causing their own demise. Start of next season, KD was diagnosed with a Jones fracture, missed the first 17 games of the season, injured his ankle shortly, then sprained his left toe, forced to undergo foot surgery. After only playing 20 27 games, Russ led the league in scoring at 28.1 points, averaged 7.3 rebounds, 8.5 assists, over 2 steals, but failed to make the playoffs, winning just 45 games. Durant averaged his usual 28, 8, and 5 on over 50% shooting in 72 games in 2015-16. Russ his usual 23.5 points, grabbed 8 boards, dished out over 10 assists for a 55-win Thunder team. Consider an underachieving regular season with many blown leads. Arguably the most stacked OKC team with Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams, Andre Robertson, Enes Kanter, and a useful Dion Waiters, made easy work of Dallas and knocked off the 67-win Spurs in 6 in the semis. San Antonio only lost 1 regular season home game all regular season, but lost games 2 and 5. The two equally played as well. The series, Tim Duncan knew he was going to retire after averaging just 6 points. OKC was too quick, too athletic. Durant dropped 41 in Game 4, Russ 35 in Game 5, and KD 37 to close out Game 6. Against Golden State, the team looked invincible, up 3 games to 1. Adams and Robertson played excellent. The Thunder were the bigger and more physical team against Golden State. Durant will however sadly be remembered for his awful Game 6 performance. 29 points on 31 shots, 1 of 7 in the fourth, including 2 critical turnovers. The two shot a combined 20 of 58. OKC went 1 of 5 from the field with 6 turnovers the last 5 minutes. The Klay Thompson game, a game that forever changed the outcome for years to come. OKC ended up losing Game 7 on the road, leaving OKC and failing to lead the franchise to a title. Joining Golden State, the weakest move viewed by many. Game 6 will always leave a bitter taste in Durant's OKC legacy, despite all he's accomplished, where Westbrook played 3 more seasons with the team, led OKC to the 6th seed, where they were expected to not even make the playoffs. That was the most impressive season of his career. Alongside the triple-double averages, he did disappoint in the postseason, losing to rookie Donovan Mitchell, followed by getting outplayed by Damian Lillard. The franchise had no choice but to go to another direction. All around, Durant's the best player to ever put on an OKC uniform, without question. His peak was better than Westbrook's peak. Some of his greatest performances against the Lakers and Spurs in 2012 and the 2014 regular season will never be matched. Westbrook had all the triple-doubles and all, but was nowhere near as efficient as Durant. The fact that Durant left so much on the table, if he settled his differences with Russ and the franchise, I honestly believe the Thunder would have won back-to-back titles in 2017 and 18, given the talent of their team with Durant and Westbrook in their primes. But after leaving his team, when they were a game away from getting back to the NBA Finals, heavily contending despite being the better player, I have to say Russell Westbrook will be remembered and go down as the greatest Thunder all time. Durant's the way better all-time player without question, between 10 and 15 as of now in my opinion. Westbrook somewhere between the 30 to 40 range, committed to stay with the franchise and had the longer career there. Unless Durant somehow ends up in OKC at the latter stages of his career and win a championship with the franchise, as it stands, Russell Westbrook will be the guy Thunder fans will cherish most. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, Kevin Durant's the best player to ever put on an OKC Thunder uniform, but Russell Westbrook will go down greater in franchise history and will be more remembered highly. Who do you guys think is the greatest Thunder all time between KD and Russ? Let me know in the comments below. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.